Hey there, communicators. As promised, this is the final video this week discussing not only the pre-assessment, which was very interesting, but as well as the online tips and tricks. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, in one of the tabs, there is a video that discusses 5 different ways to be successful in an online course, and underneath that was a thread to share your tips and tricks on how to be successful as well, and many of you delivered. So I'm going to make sure to highlight as many as possible. I've kind of, compacted some, removed all the different ones that were copies and made sort of a list, but I do encourage you to go check the thread itself, read all the different tips and tricks because they were absolutely wonderful, and I hope that it truly does help you as you move forward in your academic career. So let's get started with the pre-assessment first. And I'm going to give you majorities because assessing the data, I just want to give you the generalization of what this class is feeling right now, what everybody kind of, clicked for their answers. And the reason why I took so long is I wanted to make sure that I read all your feedback, read your questions, read any comments, concerns that you had, emailed every single person that did have something to say privately, which you all now do have personal emails if you did say something, and then move forward with the generalization. So thank you for your patience, and I do hope that, again, you check your email daily, therefore you can read that feedback. So the questions were, am I comfortable in online format? The majority said yes. I believe I'm a self-starter and motivated learner. Majority said yes. I am great at type management. This is 50-50. Half yes, and then half maybe or I can't say. So hopefully this class will kind of give you that opportunity to work on those skills and kind of assess if this is an area that needs improvement. I feel confident about this semester. Majority said yes. I feel confident with presenting recorded speeches, as well as am I confident with public speaking. I would say 35% said yes, and then 65% said maybe, I don't know, can't say, actually no, things of that nature. I want to remind you a few things. One, and I'll probably repeat this again and again, this is an intro to communication course, therefore we're touching on a few different areas and not focusing specifically on public speaking. That would be my public speaking course, where it is just fully engulfing in public speaking. So this is a dipping our toe in the water type of course when it comes to public speaking. But of course, I still like to know, therefore I can kind of manage and navigate us when we do get to that presentational part of our course. But the reality is that you only have one speech. And while hopefully that gives you a quick guide of how to navigate future presentations, this isn't a public speaking course. And I just kind of want to have that as a disclaimer. So you only have one speech in this class, but it's good to have the statistics. So now I kind of know how to move forward and make sure everybody is set up when we do get to that one opportunity to really improve on those skills. Would I consider myself a procrastinator? 45% said maybe, the rest were yes and no's. Of course, procrastination doesn't help you. Some might say, oh, I like having that deadline because it really pushes me. When you have multiple courses, a job, a family to take care of, other responsibilities, multiple classes, and this, that doesn't really kind of end well in the long run. You'll be burnt out and you'll get really frustrated with a bunch of different things. So it's really important to kind of remove that, and hopefully the tips and tricks that we'll talk about, as well as just moving on with the semester, can kind of help eliminate that and kind of truly create this schedule for yourself, because it's only in your benefit to not be a procrastinator. And then what do you hope to get out of this course? So a lot of it, generally speaking, was confidence, public speaking skills, being able to speak in crowds, overcoming fear when it comes to public speaking, being able to articulate yourself clearly when it comes just to conversating with others. And I think those are all lovely goals. I think we will touch on every single thing. Like I said, this is one course in your entire life. And so what I want you to do is truly dive in with me in this course to have the foundation built so then you can continue to improve as you move away. I know that the majority of you are here because it's a required course, but you can do one of two things. You can either be annoyed and upset and be like, whatever, I'm just gonna do the bare minimum, get my grade and get out. Or you can be like, well, I'm here, there's probably a reason why this course is required. There is. And I should really take this opportunity, since I'm already here, to improve as much as possible before the course ends. And hopefully you do that because it's only in your benefit. So, like I said, the disclaimer is that a lot of you focused on public speaking because you hear communication course and you think of this overarching thing. We're only doing one speech. We're touching on the very basics within public speaking because this is not a public speaking focused course, and then we'll move on. So hopefully that eliminates a little bit, and then as we move forward within that section of our class, you'll kind of get a feel for what we're looking for when it comes to that one public speaking opportunity. So that's all I have to say about the pre-assessment. Thank you so much for being honest and sharing how you're feeling. I hope that once you read my email and my tips and how I thought I could help or directions I could send you on for help, creates a safe environment because I hear you. All right, successful tips and tricks from you. You need time. For an online course, you actually need physical time. So in the future, if you are kind of navigating different situations in your life and you realize that you don't even have time for yourself or for the things that you already have on your plate, maybe an online course isn't the right format for you. So you actually need time. That was one of the tips. Do not procrastinate. When it's possible, work ahead. So I release all your assignments Sunday night. They're due 7 days later, the following Sunday night. So you have 7 days to work ahead, to plan out your schedule, to break it up however you want, to review everything so you know exactly what that week looks like. So it's a lovely tip. Work ahead if possible. Don't procrastinate, whatever that looks like for you. Give yourself time to complete your work. Lovely tip. Rushing at the very end of the week is going to show, and it's probably not going to be the best grade you can get. Ask questions. Wonderful tip. I always say, hey, if you don't understand anything, if you're confused about something, if you just want clarification, ask me. That's why I'm here. Ask away. I'd love to even just say, thanks for clarifying. It's as simple as that. So ask away. That's what I'm here for. Be focused when studying. Have a quiet environment, which can help improve your grade and performance. I personally like to work in a quiet space, like no music, no nothing, just silence, because I get focused in. I don't hear anything anyways. I know that I have many people in my life who need some sort of noise, whether it be white noise or some sort of music. If you cannot do that in quiet, or your environment cannot lend you to have a quiet space, maybe try music without lyrics. YouTube has a bunch of videos that are just, lyrical soundtracks specifically for studying. So you just have something quietly in the background to block out some of that distraction without adding too much like lyrics might be able to do, because then sometimes you want to sing along or you get stuck on it and it can be a little bit too much. So wonderful tip. I set a schedule for completing and reviewing your assignments. That's wonderful. Like I said, everything's out Sunday night, everything's due the following Sunday night. So Sunday night can be your day where you decide to review all your assignments for the week, write it in your schedule, create it, and then as the week goes on, you know exactly what you have to do. Be upfront and honest. If something comes up, and reach out to your instructors right away. Some teachers can be jerks, but most are willing to understand if you communicate. And I agree. I cannot speak for anybody else other than myself, but what I don't see, I don't know. Thank you for sharing some of your life and a little bit about yourself, but I don't know what's going on in your day-to-day. I don't know how you're feeling. I don't know what emergencies happen. And the other way around, you don't know all the trauma and emergencies that's happening to me on this end. And so having that open line of communication, keeping me in the loop if something's happening, is going to be really, really important for your success. So wonderful tip. We already talked about having a quiet environment. Be familiar with the websites like D2L, because each teacher, professor, instructor will format their work a little differently. So knowing how they format their class can help you manage the class. It will help you learn and adapt sooner to a virtual environment. I think that's a wonderful tip. I always say that I can't speak for other instructors. I don't know what other instructors, their courses look like. I like to say that mine is very organized, clean, super detailed. I wish that I could help format everything for everybody so you have some sort of consistency, but each professor is going to kind of do what they want, I suppose. So I'm sorry about that. But in the beginning of the semester, if you go in and kind of see how it's set up, you can ask questions then if you're confused about certain things and kind of get a feel for what that professor wants. This is the other thing I'm going to say. At the end of the semester, you will be a better communicator. And if you like how I've organized a course, and I get a lot of comments where students say that it's the most organized course they've had, they really like the structure, they like the time frames, things of that nature. And if you pull from those things and address that with future professors saying, hey, I really wish I could see more videos of you. I wish that things were laid out daily. I wish that, the D2L was more organized so I know where to go. Is there a way for, tabs to be open sooner? You need to advocate for yourself. And I hope that within this course, it helps you do that when you start knowing what you like and what you want out of an online course. So be your own advocate, and I hope that does help. Take a break every once in a while. Don't stress yourself out too much. I know everybody has a busy schedule, but even taking a 3-minute break to remove yourself from that situation and come back can really create a fresh space. I like having a planner. It helps me stay focused on what to do every single day. I personally am a planner person and a list person. I like crossing things off. I feel very accomplished. I like seeing what I have to do for the day. So I encourage you to do that. Take notes. That's something that, sometimes happens in online courses, sometimes doesn't, but you will have quizzes. They will be open note and books. So if you think notes will help you, then I definitely encourage you to do that as you read. One of them was a little detailed. It said, go to the dollar store and get a calendar or a small whiteboard, preferably one with dates and weeks printed on it. Therefore, you can view all your assignments for all your classes at the beginning of the week and then check off all the assignments as you complete them. And that just goes hand in hand with that organization of knowing everything that's happening in that week. The next one is something that a lot of people in general did in the pandemic because everybody was starting to either go to school remote, work remote, both, whatever, but basically at home. And it says that a new way I study is at a desk. Only at a desk, I do my schoolwork, and that's the way I train my mind. Desk time means work time, means school time, means, it creates a foundation of when I go to the desk, I am dedicated to doing X amount of hours of work, of schoolwork, of homework, whatever it may be. But it can really kind of keep you on track because you have a dedicated space for that. Find a friend or classmate to help you whenever you're stuck on something. I love that one because making connections and communicating is very important. And please stay tuned because next week in week 3, you will get group assignments. And so you will get to meet your fellow classmates a little bit more and communicate in a more intimate way, like GroupMe or WhatsApp or text or whatever you want. So stay tuned. And lastly, if it's possible, do a little every day. Now, this one obviously varies depending on who you are. I like to give the flexibility from Sunday to Sunday. you find a schedule that works for you. But what I'll say with the do a little bit every day, I will say regardless of who you are, you should review your assignments at the beginning of the week so you know when you plan on doing your assignments. Therefore, when those days do come, you are ready. But if you can, doing a little every day can truly eliminate that stress portion of the academic world. So that in general was everything that I read. There are plenty more finite details, but I didn't want to repeat myself over and over again. So congratulations for everybody to have all these tips to help you succeed in these online courses. It makes me very proud, and I hope you take even more out of this course as we move on. Thank you again for completing the pre-assessment, and please check your emails daily because you'll probably hear from me soon. Take care.